Hey, and we're back. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We had to go to break so we could get George's headphones set up because we wanted to take this caller, Lee Snover. You've met Lee in the past on this show. Lee was a delegate to the Trump campaign, the Republican convention for Pennsylvania. She is also working the Lehigh Valley. The Lehigh Valley encompasses about 5 counties in Pennsylvania, and she is the chair of the Northampton County Republican Party, which Northampton County, folks, has about 350,000 people in population. So she has a big area there in the Lehigh Valley that she's working for the Donald Trump campaign. And we know this morning, before we get her in, Trump's up in Ohio 5 points. And there's a reason why Barack Obama did not go to Georgia yesterday, because they're lying to you about the polls. Georgia is not even close. Why wouldn't Obama go to Georgia and try to pull Georgia over? Because it's not even worth it. It's not going to happen. But why does he go to Philadelphia? My opinion is because Pennsylvania is in play and they're nervous. And he has to go to Philadelphia so he can reach those media markets in those suburbs. Not Western PA. He wants to reach those suburbs, and that's where Lee's at. Lee, glad to have you this morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. There is so much going on. It's unbelievable what's going on in Pennsylvania. There's so much to talk about.
Well, let's start.
Trump has been here at least once a week. I was at his policy speech last week in Philadelphia. I got front row. I was with him and Ivanka last night. It was amazing. I was actually one of the people they asked to get candidates, either single moms with child care issues or married women with child care issues. So I was part of that recruiting, and I did put forth candidates that were selected to be there last night from our local community. So it was a real honor, and it was just an amazing time.
Well, now I seen that last night. He was talking about child care, and you were involved in the team putting candidates together to go talk to him about child care, single mothers with children or married mothers with children to discuss child care. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, and this was a private, small venue. You know what I mean? It was really mostly for women with children. So I was there as a guest of the state party. But what I was amazed about, this was a private event. There was only maybe 200-300 people in the room. What was the most amazing is when I walked out, when it was over, we walked out of this auditorium. It was a gym at 8:39 p.m. And the outside of this community was packed with Trump people chanting, "We want Trump." It was miles and miles of people that had no way of getting in. It was not a rally, and they were still there. They had signs, they had banners, they had horns. I mean, these are people that knew they couldn't get in, and they were still there. It was unbelievable.
Where was this at? Now wait, look, folks. Let me get this for you here. Let me frame this up. This is not Georgia we're talking about. This is not the red state of Georgia. The enthusiasm. This is Pennsylvania. And where was this? Where was this at?
Okay, it's 95 South. It's about 20 minutes south of Philly, around the Westchester area. So that's where it was.
So this is right in the Philadelphia market there, the region they know they have to bring in. And you've seen that kind of enthusiasm for the campaign?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I walked out. I mean, it wasn't a rally. I had, and the people were lined up for miles, and it was dark and it was late, and they were there and they were chanting, and they want Trump. I got to tell you, it was unbelievable. Now, we have internal polling in Pennsylvania that shows, I'm with the state party. We have internal polling showing we're only 3 points down in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So, that's what they're not telling you. And let me tell you this. I talked to NPR. You know what a liberal media outlet that is. I talked to them last night. Here's 2 things that they're trying to do. Number one, they're going to try to run the rest of this campaign with Obama because they say his approval ratings are so high. They're in the 50%. Number 2, they're claiming the basket of deplorable comment was intentional. And what they're claiming is that was to scare the elite whites, the upper class whites, the whites on the suburbs of Philadelphia, the wealthy whites, to say, oh my goodness, I don't want to be involved with that. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be lumped in with those people. So they're claiming that that's the group they were going after. People who are on the edge, maybe embarrassed to be with Trump, thinking, I can't be part of that. That's who they're going after.
So you think the deplorable comment was actually really out there to show the higher end Republicans, the establishment higher end Republicans, not to come out because they don't want to be seen with these kind of people?
That's what NPR told me last night. That was a specific strategy.
NPR told you that?
Yes, they did, to keep the upper class whites from voting for Trump.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what they're claiming. So there's so much going on in Pennsylvania. Also, now, his schedule doesn't have it yet on the website, but he said that he's coming back to Pennsylvania Sunday. It's not even on the schedule. So this state is just gone wild. I mean, he has been here so much. He's coming back, and so is Obama. And you know what? Fear not. Obama only plays in Philadelphia. Do not forget, when Obama ran against Hillary in Pennsylvania, he lost. Hillary Clinton won here. People in the other parts of Pennsylvania, that is not going to resonate. It's only going to resonate in Philadelphia.
Well, I said earlier when I opened up the show, Lee, I said earlier that they won't go to Western PA. Now, they may go to Pittsburgh, but the reality is if you look at the map, Western PA and gradually has moved east, is the congressional seats have moved red. They won't go to Western PA, and they know PA will be close, so they need the suburbia areas and the Philadelphia area, and they will play that area where you're at. What are you seeing in the Lehigh Valley? Because you're on the fringe there. Love the word fringe. I call it 22. North of 22, you can start getting conservative. South of 22, it's a different world. So what are you there on the fringe in those 5 counties in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania?
Okay, well, here's what we're hearing statewide. It's called the ring counties. The ring of counties around Philadelphia will decide Pennsylvania. And that's where we're working the hardest. It's called the Southeast. The ring counties around Philadelphia will make the difference. But in the Lehigh Valley, Donald Trump has yet to come to the Lehigh Valley. That's Easton, Allentown, Bethlehem, Schuylkill, a little bit of Monroe, that area. He has not set foot here because our congressman and our U.S. senator are not favorable towards him, and they're both from the Lehigh Valley. U.S. Senator Pat Toomey's hometown is the Lehigh Valley. Famous congressional, Congressman Charlie Dent, hometown of the Lehigh Valley. They have not signed on board with Donald Trump. Therefore, he has not come to the Lehigh Valley, and I'm hearing that is why. Now, I don't think he'll win this election without coming to the Lehigh Valley. We're like the 4th largest area out of Philly, Pittsburgh, Erie, and we're about tied with Scranton. He has got to come to the Lehigh Valley. He's got to touch down in Allentown or Bethlehem. That's what I think.
Yeah,
so it hasn't happened yet. I'm watching the schedule intently to see. People are just mad about this election. I mean, my phone's ringing off the wall. They want signs. Our county has already put out 1,600 signs. I heard last night, and we're doing it on our own. This has nothing to do with the Trump campaign. These signs are bought and paid for by individuals. Trump hasn't even brought signs into the state yet. We're doing this on our own. I heard some counties in western Pennsylvania have put out 5,000 signs with their own money. These are people giving $10 here, $20 here, saying, just get the sign, just get the sign. We're doing it all on our own here. Trump, like I said, hasn't even put materials on the ground, and we're doing this all grassroots. So there's a lot of energy. I just refuse to believe somebody's putting that kind of money up. Individuals buying Hillary signs. It's not happening. These are people who want to get this man elected here.
Okay, so I want to go back real quick and touch on this. You're with state committee. You have you're on the Republican that we're talking to Lee Snover in Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. She was at the Trump rally, not rally. We can't call it a rally. It was a private event last night, forum for mothers and for childcare, discussing childcare with Ivanka and Donald Trump. And you're telling us on the Republican Party, internal pollings you have in PA show Trump down 3.
Down 3 right now, and I think we have the we have the momentum. The people, like I said, are just calling every minute for something. I mean, they're stopping at my office. They're calling me. They're anything. Can we get anything, Trump? Anything. We had a parade. People ran up to the truck. Do you have anything, Trump? I mean, it was like I had never seen before.
Well, you've been doing it a long time, so when you say it's like you've never seen before, and I'm hearing that at a lot of places. I was at a Newt Gingrich town hall Monday at Kennesaw State University, and I have not seen, I mean, I know I'm in a red state, and I have not seen the enthusiasm for a candidate like I have this or an election like I have now. The media wants you to believe there's all the negatives, and Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are even on negatives. I'm not myself seeing that.
Right. And now here's the thing. I don't know. It's my mind will be blown if he doesn't win Pennsylvania because I've never seen anything like this. So, I mean, I hate to use Trump's words about the rigged system, but we know what happened in Philadelphia before. They tried to tell us that Romney did not get one vote in the 57 precincts of Philadelphia. Now, this has to include people who would have voted by mistake, maybe didn't have their glasses, maybe pulled the wrong lever. I mean, you're trying to tell me he didn't get one vote. So, we always say in Pennsylvania, the day the polls open, we're down in Philadelphia because the machines already have votes on it for the Democrats when the polls open. I mean, that's just a going joke here. So, we're losing when it opens because Philadelphia's machines are already set. So we have a lot to make up with Philadelphia. It's just, the type of place you never know what's going to happen.
Okay, real quick, in what short time I have left here, what do you think? I mean, George and I are always telling people what we think. What do you think about Hillary Clinton and her pneumonia and her health issues? And are they panicking in Brooklyn? And are they looking at Plan B? What do you think about all that?
Well, number one, I do think she's sick. I do not think that's questionable. I think that's out there. It's in stone. She is very sick. However, has anyone found it interesting that the Democrats don't care about her? I have not heard any media say how sad it is that she's sick, how upsetting it is she's sick, how they feel so bad for her, they hope she recovers. All they have talked about is replacing her and who has the best poll numbers. I find that very telling about the Democrat Party. All they've talked about is, are Michelle's poll numbers better than Kane's? Are Biden's numbers better than Michelle's? Who should we replace her with? I think it's unbelievable. They really do not care that she is sick. All they've talked about is replacing her.
Well, I can go with that because that's all they talk about is replacing her. You're 100% right, because I don't think she is going to be the one running the country anyway. That's my little conspiracy theory side of me that says that they're dragging this poor woman along. You know what your brother said? Yesterday when he called me, or day before. He said, wouldn't you collapse too? If they've been indicting you for 30 years, sooner or later the lady collapsed.
Right, and I do think she's very sick. I really do. And I think they've been propping her up for a long time, and I don't know how long they can do it. But you know what I do hope for the Republican Party? I hope they keep her in there as long as they can, because we won't have time. We have to have time to run against the other candidate. They could come in looking new, fresh, clean, no negatives, no time to run against them, no time to build a negative campaign or a clean, comparison. They throw somebody in there who we haven't had time to run against. So we don't want that to happen either.
So you're thinking NPR tells you, let me wrap this up, and NPR tells you that the deplorable comment was staged, that was to help Hillary be able to separate the cream. The cream could rise to the top of the Republican Party and say, well, maybe we better stay away from these deplorables.
Right, to give those Republicans who don't like Trump another oh my goodness, I don't want to be associated with that group, or oh my goodness, I don't want to be voting with them. So that's what they claim they were trying to do. NPR is also still saying she's going to win, she's still ahead. They're saying Obama's going to carry it forward because he's so popular. I do find that amazing. I'm just wondering if he's popular because he's on his way out. but every policy he has had has failed.
Lisa, Lee, I said 4 months ago. I go back about 3 or 4 months ago, and I've got a clip of it on my show. And I opened up and I told everybody about his approval rating. And I told people 4 months ago his approval rating. There's a reason it's high. It's a reason it will stay high. And I have this. I've got to find this clip. But I told people there's coming a day when, see, she can't campaign. And he will have to campaign, and he will have to actually be the one. And I said 4 months ago that Trump will run against Obama when this is over because they have no choice. And that's why the approval ratings are so high.
Yeah, so here we go. So that's what they're saying, NPR, and that's what the liberal media is saying. And, so anyway, that's what's going on. Now, something else is happening. I don't know what, but Marco Rubio is going to be in town Monday. I'm not sure why. I'm actually been invited to that meeting. So I'm interested to see why he's in town and what's going on. So he'll be in Philadelphia on Monday, and I will be there so I can let you know what happens there. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to ask that you and Jerry refresh my memory what we didn't like about him because I need to have it. I need to have it ready.
Why do we have to bring Jerry into this? It's not like the viewers know Jerry.
I need all my ammo on what we didn't like, so I can be ready if I get the opportunity to respectfully tell him our concerns. So he'll be in town Monday, so that'll be exciting, and I can let you know why he's here and what's going on after that meeting.
Well, the Gang of Eight for Marco really was with me, but that's too deep right now, and I will help you with that any way I can for Monday. I just want to say this. What do you guys need in Pennsylvania? What do you need up there? We've been trying to get the word out.
Okay,
I got my good friend George here. George has connections. He's listening to every word attentively.
We are needing people to go door to door. We are needing people to help organize I know it sounds early, but it's really not early. We need people to start organizing Election Day and like the week before Election Day to start planning on coming up here. Like I said, we need people to we're going everywhere and doing these mini rallies because here's what we think, and we've been told by the state of Pennsylvania. There's people that are on the fence. They want to feel it's okay to support Trump. They need encouraged. They need to know he can win. They need to know the winning team. So we've been putting out these mini rallies all around the Lehigh Valley in high traffic areas on Wednesdays and Saturdays where we have all these Trump people, Trump signs, Trump rallies. And they're really called like a flash mob or honk and wave to energize the people. So we do door-to-doors. We're doing these flash mobs. We're doing phone calls. We need people to help man the Trump offices. We don't have enough volunteers to even man the offices. We want to keep them open full-time. Right now they're only open like 1 or 2 days because we need full-time volunteers. And they haven't contributed enough money yet to have paid staff in those offices. So there's a lot going on here. I have had people out of state email me, and I'm trying to plug them in. A lady from Tennessee emailed me, wanted to come up. So we're trying to plug people in here.
Well, I found out 2 days ago I have a viewer in Long Island. I was excited about that. Anyhow, George is with me, and you don't know George, but George McClellan is my 9 to 10 co-host. He's listening to every word. And George is the former Gilmer County, right here where we're at, chair of the Gilmer County GOP, and he's been taking some notes, so I know he's going to get out there and see what he can't do as far as rallying some people. I mean, if it's 10 people, a busload or whatever.
Yeah, and you know what? We're trying to have booths everywhere. Like, there's a huge gun show September 23rd, 24th, and 25th. I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, not this weekend, next weekend. And they're emailing me, and they need people to man the booth there, give out signs, register people for Trump. I mean, we have, like, booths and fairs and stuff still going on. And, we have some volunteers, don't misunderstand, but we're using them everywhere. I mean, we're trying to cover so much ground. That's why our volunteers are thin. Not because we don't have any, is that we're putting them to use, and we're pretty much saturated with it, if you know what I mean. Like, we're having more activities than we can even man. Like, we're doing door-to-door the same days we're doing these flash mobs. And, we have fairs the same weekend we do door-to-doors. Like, we have one this weekend in Forks Township. It's a community of, where we're going to be covering a booth all weekend. So, and we have, like I said, that huge gun show coming up in Allentown. It's really big. So we have a lot of things like that going on where we need extra volunteers to help man all these things. So what would be really great if you said, okay, here's the week we're going to come up. Let us know where you can fill us in, and then I can give it to the GOP, and we can fill you in.
Well, we're gonna see what we can't do to get people to contact you and get up there. They have tried to make, and that's the reason I'm glad you come on. They have tried to make Georgia in striking distance, and we know why they're trying to do that. They're trying to deter people in red states from coming and helping in Pennsylvania. Because you know what? I have to tell you, before you told me your internal polling says Trump's only down 3, I'm feeling it. With Ohio, he's up 5, Lee, in Ohio this morning on 4 different polls. He's up 5 points in Ohio, and that's just the bottom line. So we're waiting for the debate. I've got to run. I've run long.
Okay, one more thing. Have everybody, keep spreading the message, have everybody hang tight, because what's going to happen?
Hang tight.
Okay, here's what's going to happen. The media is going to get even more desperate. So you're going to see crazy things said about Trump and his kids and his family and his everything. It's going to get amped because once they see the polls going, they're going to panic and they're going to get even more. I mean, it's going to get, no matter what you hear, you got to ignore it and hang tight. You can't fall off because they're going to do whatever they can as soon as his poll number starts to change.
It's panic in Brooklyn. That's what I call it, the panic in Brooklyn. Lee, have a nice day. Continue all your hard work, and any way we can help, we'll do it. I've got to go to break. Have a nice day, and
all right.
Let us know what happens with Rubio Monday. There you go. Lee Snover in Pennsylvania. That is on the ground. That is as good as that is as good as you can get, right, George?
Yep.
Right on the ground.
She's there. She's in the committee.
She was at the meeting last night. She was part of the group getting women and candidates in for Trump to meet. We can't get any closer to the ground than that. And internal polling shows Trump in Pennsylvania down 3 points.
Internal polling. That's
That's
GOP's
good.
polling.
Yeah. Because she's on the Republican State Committee.
No one ever brings up Pittsburgh. Allentown and those towns in the Lehigh Valley she mentioned. Philadelphia, which is very liberal. It's a blue city, very blue city. But no one talks about Pittsburgh. That's the coal iron. That was the coal iron thing.
That's why you won't see Obama and them out in the western Pennsylvania.
I don't see Trump there either.
Huh?
Has Trump been there?
Well,
that's a big city.
I'm not for sure he'll have to go there.
Would help.
But it's like she's saying, the ring of counties. They
need to hit that ring of counties.
They got to hit that ring of counties. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll have George's final thoughts of the day. That was a little unscheduled, but we have to take an opportunity because we're serious here at Good Morning from the Office at getting you information about this election and getting all the information to you. That's our serious point. We're always going to let that lead the way. I did not know she was going to be able to call. That's why we were a little off target there, but we hope that was good information.
Maybe if Joanne is watching this and Frank, they can start organizing or thinking about organizing a bus of volunteers to go up to that area and help this woman out.
We're going to get the information, George. We're going to work on that. Let's take us a break. Come right back for George's final thoughts of the day. And then at 10 o'clock, it's time for the Scott Farrell Show.